In every community, industry, and across all kinds of occupations and fields, we all know a woman who has truly gone above and beyond to make the lives of all those around her better. Her dedication to service is exceptional. She does not do this for recognition, she does not do this for praise, but she deserves both. Whether her service is for a group, business, local, or global, she deserves to be put in the spotlight for her work. This is her spotlight. Hello, and welcome to the Soroptimist International of Olympia's South Sound Exceptional Woman Awards. I'm your host, Maggie Connors, and tonight we'll be honoring not one, but 20 exceptional women for their outstanding efforts, achievements, and influence in our community. Each one of these women have been nominated by their peers, and tonight you'll get to meet them and hear their unique stories. Stories that will uplift and inspire more women and girls to be the change they want to see in their community and the world.
Who is Soroptimist International of Olympia? Soroptimist is a global volunteer organization that provides women and girls with the access to education and training they need to achieve economic empowerment. Soroptimists throughout the world serve their local communities and the worldwide community through their program of service, striving for gender equality, empowerment, education, diversity, and fellowship. Soroptimist began in 1921 in Oakland, California, formed by a group of exceptional women who fought to take their part in communities through their service work. For the last 100 years, Soroptimists have empowered and supported women and girls from all walks of life and in every type of community. Today, there are over 3,000 clubs and over 72,000 members worldwide. Our vision is for women and girls to have the resources and opportunities to reach their full potential and to live their dreams. We recognize the amount of exceptional women in our community is innumerable, and it is our hope that the women you will meet tonight will help represent your community, your tribe, and showcase their unique beauty.
In addition to tonight's lineup of exceptional women, you'll also get to meet the amazing women that make up Soroptimist International of Olympia and discover the different programs you can get involved with and ways to support them throughout the show. I'm excited for an amazing night. Grab your wine, sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2021 Exceptional Woman Awards.
Thanks, Maggie. We're so glad you can join us today to inspire our community members to share these amazing stories of exceptional women, and of course, to support the Soroptimist International of Olympia. I would like to start today with a land acknowledgement. Recognizing the land we are on today is an expression of respect and gratitude. We acknowledge the Puget Sound Salish people, the Squamish tribe, who are the traditional custodians of this land. We also honor the Nisqually tribe, Squaxin Island tribe, and Puyallup tribe, and pay respect to the elders past and present. We extend that respect to other Native people who are part of the lands we live on, and we express our hope that the land is one day returned to its rightful stewards. We recognize that a land acknowledgement in and of itself is not enough, and we hope to continue to learn and to better understand how we can support the well-being of all Indigenous, American, Indian, and Alaska Native people. Soroptimist International is a vibrant, dynamic organization for today's women. We are committed to a world where women and girls of all races and nationalities have the resources and opportunities to reach their full potential and live their dreams. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
This exceptional woman has given back to the community selflessly and without recognition for the last 15 years from the depth of her heart to give to those in need. Her fundraising efforts have brought over $100,000 to those in need, including many families and foster teens. In 2019, she supported 4 families in need by providing housing, meals, gifts, and everyday items throughout the holiday season. This one-of-a-kind woman continues to make a difference every day to so many in our community through the For the Love Foundation's purpose to see something, say something. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Nicole Andrus.
My name is Nicole Andrus. I was born and raised in Olympia, Washington. I currently still live in Olympia, Washington. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but mostly I think it's passion. It's people see my passion and my willingness to help, and I hope that that inspires people just by being around me, setting up events, getting in touch, networking with the right people and other local businesses. You know, if you just ask the question, everybody's willing to help. A lot of people don't ask the question. I'm willing to, and it's pretty heartwarming to see all different sorts of businesses, to big corporations like Safeway, to little small businesses that in 2020 barely made it, that are still willing to give. I did a huge fundraiser. We raised a bunch of money, and I was able to go and give these coats to these kids, to put them on them, and as I'm writing their name in their jacket, them asking me if they really get to keep it, because they couldn't wrap their head around that this was going to be their jacket forever. That was pretty rewarding. First off, I'd like to thank Tessa Eflin for thinking of me with this award. I know that she does a lot for this community, and to have her as a partner in our For the Love Foundation has meant a lot to me. I would like to thank my inspirations, my grandma, Annalise Dahman, and my mom, Ruth Andrus, all of my family on both sides. My partner, Heidi Livingston, I wouldn't have the time or energy without her support. Also, my employers that have allowed me to provide a space where I could raise money and give me the time to give back. All the way down to my business partner currently, Andy Thielen, who backs me 100% in my current endeavor as a co-owner of Nicole's Bar, to immerse myself in now the Olympia community, to give as much as I possibly can. Thank you so much.
This exceptional woman is a dedicated Zontian and community advocate. She always looks on the bright side, adding her positive take on any challenging issue, and you can always count on her for a real and infectious smile. This exceptional woman's favorite long-term projects include the Kinship Family Program through Family Education and Support Services. She makes sure that assigned families are taken care of throughout each year. In her 40+ years as a Zontian, she's been committed to helping others, particularly women and children. She's been on every committee, often the chair, supporting Zonta project and program. Zonta Club of Olympia is proud to recognize Glenda Drabick as an exceptional Zontian and an exceptional woman.
I'm Glenda Drabick, and I live in Olympia, Washington. Have since 1957. I like being involved. I've been involved a lot in my lifetime, and I was a Girl Scout leader for a while, 4 or 5 years, and I wanted to join an organization that provided something worthwhile, and that's why I joined Zonta in 1978. It mainly focuses on women and children issues. We try to support women from being abused, and same way with children, and we have 3 scholarships that we give to women that are entering or have other times been in college. The members make it successful. We aren't a real huge club, but we all pull together for everything that we do, and we have a friendship bonding, which I think is important. If you don't have the bonding, you don't have a successful club. and everybody seems to support each other and the projects that we do. I was honored to be nominated for this award. It was a big surprise. I don't know if I really deserve it, but I just love it. So I want to thank all those from Zonta that voted for me to submit it to Soroptimist, and I'm just really honored to be awarded this. Thank you.
This exceptional woman is a very dedicated employee that is the heartbeat and backbone of the Thurston County Sheriff's Office and its operation. Not only is she the administrative assistant to the sheriff for all his work, but she demonstrates excellence in performing many different and valued functions that run the day-to-day operations of the office. Without her, Thurston County would simply come to a standstill. She is responsible for providing confidential administrative, calendaring, and technical, and many other support services to the elected sheriff and undersheriff. With her many other duties, she also serves as a member of the executive team and liaison between the sheriff and the public elected officials and the local, state, and federal agencies. She is a value to our office and a value to our community. Please meet Ms. Tracy Gurley.
I am Tracy Gurley and I live in Olympia, Washington. I am the executive aide to the sheriff, who is an elected official. I support he and the undersheriff and ensure that they have the tools to do their jobs and liaison with the community we serve. We hear a lot of negative things. We deal with a lot of people on the worst day of their life, but there's so much positive also, and it's always great when someone calls to say, hey, you helped me yesterday or you helped my child. I'm often the one who gets to hear that and pass it on. And that's always a lot of fun to say, hey, you did a great job. Thank you. I'm very honored and humbled to be given this award. I'd like to be behind the scenes supporting others, but I'm lucky to have the great support of Sheriff Snaza, Undersheriff Braniff, and now Undersheriff Brady, all the members of the Thurston County Sheriff's Office. They're my friends, they're my family, and everything I do each day is to help them, which gives me great joy. Thank you very much.
The Women United of United Way of Thurston County enthusiastically recognizes our next exceptional woman for her selfless volunteerism and inspiring leadership in her work as chair of Women United of United Way Thurston County. She is a true visionary who keeps her promise. She works 24/7, going the extra mile for the community, brushing off praise and promptly getting back to work. This woman is the real deal that exudes an inherent passion for strengthening our community. Please help me honor a straight shooter who rolls up her sleeves and puts in the work, Janelle Guthrie.
My name's Janelle Guthrie. I live in Tumwater, Washington. So I was invited to the Shelter Shower, which is an annual event hosted by Women United. So it was really an opportunity for those of us who've been blessed in our lives to come together as strong women to help other women in their strength as well. I think what we all found to be the magic behind Women United was the opportunity for strong women in our community with a variety of different experiences in life to come together and put their dollars into a combined effort to make the community a better place. There were just so many opportunities where we had these really great gatherings. We talked about women who inspired us, so we had that kind of connection as women, and also the collective power of our ability to give back to our communities. So I would say those were really the big things about Women United that I love so much. I want to thank the Soroptimist so much for this wonderful award. I feel so grateful that you do this program every year to honor all the amazing women in our community. I also want to thank Stephanie Stoker, who is the person who nominated me and has been my partner in crime with the United Way, Women United. We've worked very hard on that group, and we've had some amazing women we've worked with, so all the women involved in United Way, Thurston County Women United. And finally, I want to thank Karen Hall, who came up with the idea with people at the Soroptimist for putting this together. I think it's an amazing opportunity, and I want to congratulate all the wonderful women who are getting this award this year as well. I know that there's some amazing, talented, and dedicated women who are getting this award as well, and I couldn't be more humbled to be selected alongside of all of them. Thank you.
I'm Diane Foya. I was introduced to the club by a fellow member who told me the kinds of things that Soroptimist did. And I found when I got to know these women, they were all like so bright and energetic. They were very loving and very nurturing. The woman that is responsible now for organizing this project, she actually came to me and said, is there any possibility, Diane, that we can use your home to organize the comfort packs? And I didn't realize how many products were going to come into the house. I didn't realize the intensity in which we organize these to these various bags. And they're given to a child who basically comes out of a household with nothing. And these hygiene packs are given to this child so that as he or she or the infant or toddler goes into the foster parent care, that foster parent has something for that little one. We're just thinking, what does this little one need? What does this child need when they get into that new home, when he or she gets into that new home?
Family Education and Support Services wanted to make sure you knew that our next exceptional woman has made it her mission to advance the social, political, and economic status of women and girls in our community, in our state, and across the nation. Serving as a mentor for young women, she works with several service groups to ensure there are other supports and resources for women, and she dedicates her time, resources, and energy to ensure the health and well-being of women. One example is her work with the Zonta Club of Olympia and her development of the Next Right Step Fund. Thanks to this exceptional woman's efforts, a new resource was made available to nearly 100 low-income Thurston County women striving to become self-sufficient and overcome small fiscal barriers. She generously supports our community, contributes to many organizations, and embodies the spirit of volunteerism. She rolls up her sleeves and is the first one to arrive and the last one to go home. She shows up, stands up, and speaks up. And we need more like her in our community. It's my pleasure to introduce you this evening, Margaret Hollinger.
Hi, I'm Maggie Hollinger, and I live in Lacey, Washington. I'm an advocate for women's rights because I care about my community, and women are the foundation of our community. The Next Right Step helps women who are on the path to self-sufficiency overcome a financial hurdle, a barrier that could mean loss of housing or their job, or that somebody that's making it happen, and then all of a sudden they need funds up to $500 to overcome a certain financial hurdle, and that's what we focus on, one-time assistance to really help the woman maintain their self-sufficiency. The most rewarding part of being involved is the friendships that you develop, and then the good you see with the work that you do that impacts those outside of the organization. If someone wanted to give back to the community, like I have, I would suggest that they just find what their passion is and they get involved in an organization or organizations. Across our community right here, there are so many different opportunities where you can help people get food, get clothing, shelter, or other things. So just find your passion and get involved. Well, thank you, Soroptimist Club of Olympia, for this award, and thank you, Shelley Willis, for nominating me for it. I feel really honored and humbled to have received this honor.
Our next exceptional woman is involved in all things to do with making lives better, easier, fulfilling, rewarding, and feeling valued. She's on call and works late into the evenings on a daily basis to help or give her time. She rarely says no to any request for her help. She goes from earthquake preparedness to financial well-being to animal protection. She is WSECU's Community Relations Coordinator, a resource and an educator, volunteering her time with local business leaders, government officials, and other financial institutions, helping teens with financial literacy to ensure they are ready to be successful when they graduate. Please meet Suzanne Klink.
I'm Suzanne Klink from WSECU, Washington State Employees Credit Union. I'm a financial coach and a financial educator with the credit union. I work with folks to change their financial life. So a lot of folks are struggling financially, whether it be with debt or possibly with illness or things of that nature. So my job is to kind of help them get back on track with their finances and take control of their finances again. And so it gives people their voice back. It gives them back their ability to tell their money what to do and control their own lives again. And the fact that the credit union allows me to do that, the credit union has provided a space and time for me to do that, is such a gift. I feel so grateful. If I were to give advice to young women, I think it would be to focus on self first. I think that there's a tendency, young girls are brought up to, take care of things. We give them, play kitchens when they're little girls, and that's not bad. It's not bad to have a great kitchen. It's not bad to have an amazing family. But to figure out how to focus on yourself first and make sure that you have a solid foundation to stand on so that you can hold up your family. I just wanted to say thank you so much for this amazing honor. The woman who nominated me is also an amazing woman, Sherry Bickle. I'm honored that she even thought of my name with regard to something like this. We have such an amazing group of women that work at WSECU. I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm humbled, and thank you so much for thinking of me, and I endeavor to make you proud.
Junior League of Olympia is proud to introduce our next awardee, who's an active volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southwest Washington, both as a member of the Big Impact Group and as a big to an awesome 13-year-old little. Through her position with Thurston County Prosecutor's Office, she teaches life skill classes at the Thurston County Jail and serves as a member of the Thurston County Coalition Against Human Trafficking, as well as the Healthy Kids Safe Streets Network. This woman is passionate about raising money for therapeutic court programs as the board member of the Strophe Foundation, and contributes to the incredible work being done by the Junior League of Olympia. In her spare time, she is part of Leadership Thurston County Cohort 2020, while also finishing up her graduate's degree in Communication Leadership at the University of Washington, Seattle. We are very proud to celebrate Jessie Knutson as an exceptional woman.
My name is Jessie Knutson, and I live in Olympia, Washington. I work in community engagement for the Thurston County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, and I manage the Target Zero Traffic Safety Program for Thurston County out of that office as well. Communications and community networks are something that I'm really interested in professionally, and so it seemed like a really perfect connection of that and the criminal justice system, which I believe is a really important aspect of Thurston County and public service. So it just seemed like the perfect connection of those two for me. I think with community engagement, there are so many opportunities to connect to the people of Thurston County and to give them the accessibility to be involved or to be informed when it comes to what's going on with local government. And I enjoy both being able to work in the office internally with partners at the county, but also being able to turn to our community members as part of my job as well. You know, I try to prioritize what's the most important. I do my best to put people first. If it comes down to filling something out or spending time with my little for Big Brothers Big Sisters, my little's always gonna come first. I would let her know that it's important to just know that you can do it. Don't think about what other people tell you or what, signs that, maybe I'm not smart enough or I might not make it in because it's really competitive. Just go for it. Self-confidence is so huge.
Thank you. This is really special and meaningful, and I can't say how much I appreciate it. Thank you for the nomination, Amber. It means a lot to me.
Hi, my name is Gwen Morris. I am part of the Soroptimist International of Olympia, a community group. Girls Without Limits, it's a camp that the YWCA provides for girls in the community, and their focus had been on STEM, or STEAM interests, exposing girls to the science, technology, engineering, art, and math professions to give them an idea of what it's all involved, to help them see possibilities for their future, and just to expand their horizon of knowledge in that area. Within that program, they reach about 70 girls annually. This past year in the pandemic, they had about 92 to 96 girls participate. The program also offers girls an opportunity for togetherness, for peer support, for exchanging ideas and discussions. It allows them an opportunity to build on their leadership skills as they're working through this. So our dollars help girls who otherwise would not be able to pay a tuition and attend these very important workshops and exposures. So by giving them this opportunity of exposure, it expands their relevance and their outlook on life and what they can possibly do as well. The YWA is focused on fighting social justice. So this opportunity will give them an opportunity to learn and grow, and with that growth, it also contributes to our community because they become more valuable citizens and contributory. So anyone wishing to contribute, just let us know and we'd be happy to acknowledge you and forward that on for a girls' participation.
She is behind Olympia's movement to protect the Puget Sound and create a learning center for future generations. Her work is responsible for bringing the idea of a marine educational center to the community. The South Sound Estuary Association, SSEA, now known as Puget Sound Estuarium, which is an important part of Olympia's heritage. This exceptional woman describes herself as someone who likes to work with people who have talents, time, openness, ideas, and the ability to collaborate with others. It has been her mission to advocate for our local waters and marine life. Quoted as saying, "It's not just about the water, it's the amazing stuff in the water. If you don't love it, you won't protect it." Not only does she give her time freely and volunteers, the SSEA would not have happened without Diana Larson Mills, and she is a huge gift to our community.
I'm Diana Larson Mills. I live in Olympia, Washington. I'm a volunteer and contributor to lots of organizations. Having been a many-year state employee, I'm used to public service. I started volunteering when I was a kid, and I have never quit. So besides the classroom work that we do and operating the Marine Science Center, during the summer, during low tides, we offer beach walks for interpreted beach opportunities for anybody, adults and kids. So you get some little kid on the beach who sees for the first time some marine critter, even if it's a little shore crab. It just opens up this world. It's pretty exciting to watch when the water is such an important part of this world that we haven't had an organization that's focused on it in Olympia. And so we got together directors, kind of education environmental education groups. We got some people that were involved in politics locally, just to talk about was there a need in the area for such an organization. I want to thank Nancy LaPointe, who is the person that nominated me for this award, for this honor. I very much appreciate it. I don't tend to see myself as an exceptional person, so I'm thrilled somebody else does. I want to thank all of the people who have contributed to this organization existing. That would be all of our volunteers, our board, our staff. At this point, we have 6 part-time staff. We operate the Estuarium downtown Olympia, which is a marine life education center. We have aquariums full of things that live in this area. And we're open just on weekends for drop-ins, which is from 11 to 4. And so I want people to come and visit us. We've got wonderful things going on there. Last year, we served some 6,000, almost 7,000 kids, and largely through virtual when we ended up having to do that, but we have converted all of our educational materials to a virtual format. And then the really exciting thing is that the Port of Olympia has a capital budget request for building a marine center down on port property that would have the capacity to have lease space for us to have a much larger estuarium that would have much better access for local kids for classroom education when we're able to get there. So thank you for this award.
The South Puget Sound Community College Foundation sent in a passionate letter to recognize a powerhouse of a woman. And if you meet her, you will agree. She is a mother of 3, a mentor to young people, and an advocate for our community. She is sunshine on a cloudy day. Her positivity radiates truth to everyone in her presence. She is a partner at the Athena Group and the owner of Soul on Fire Consulting LLC, and she's fearlessly building a new career around helping others live centered in their true purpose. She has a varied background that has spanned the U.S. and focused on issues of diversity and social justice for marginalized populations, such as students of color, first-generation college students, LGBTQ, and immigrants. With this exceptional woman around, there is hope when it seemed there was none left. She believes in others to believe in themselves and rejoices with them when they succeed. Get ready to meet the woman, the myth, the legend, Miss Sarah Lloyd.
I'm Sarah Lloyd, and I'm the Principal Disruptor for Soul on Fire Consulting, and I live in Olympia, Washington. I started Soul on Fire initially to address the leadership crisis that we have in the U.S., which I believe can be narrowed down to 2 critical things: either a lack of competency or a lack of access of talented leaders to be able to access opportunities to lead. And so I decided to start working with individuals, teams, and organizations to really shore up what it means to lead, and to center that in equity, because I believe if we center it in equity, then we can literally solve every single problem if we understand that the capacity to lead is not limited to a position we hold in an organization. I believe I will change the world for a couple of reasons. 1, because I have a very clear vision of what it looks like, and 2, because I'm a little bit outrageous. And then I think 3rd, the need is more present now than ever. There are so many things in our world that are telling us we don't belong, we can't do it, and we have no business trying. And especially Black women, we never know when someone's watching us, understanding that something is accessible because we're accessing it today. I would like to thank, first and foremost, my sister Tanya Moat for this nomination. Girl, you are a powerhouse in your own right, and I appreciate you taking the space and time to acknowledge how I show up in the world. I want to thank the Soroptimists of Olympia. You all are some badass women, and I'm so grateful for how you create space for women to shine without apology. I'm thankful to my family specifically my mom and dad, for creating such a legend like myself. You're welcome, everyone. No, but seriously, I'm thankful to my family. Without them, I would have never had the space to be as bold and courageous and a little bit outrageous like I am today. And most of all, I want to thank my 3 little birds. You little ladies are exactly why I show up each day. I keep fighting despite the difficulty, and I refuse to do anything but rise. Little girls, I love you so much. Thank you.
Ten Hut! The Association of the U.S. Army was keen to let us know about their next awardee. This exceptional woman has been a standout supporter of the military and their families. A highly experienced and supportive military spouse herself, she knows and understands their challenges, and she has stepped up to run the scholarship program through the AUSA, as well as family programs handing out between $500 and $3,000 annually to multiple deserving students. She's employed by the Army to help all transitioning soldiers as they return from the field, while also being part of the Tacoma Children's Museum's many wonderful programs. Meet a truly exceptional woman, Miss Patty Morgan.
I'm Patty Morgan, and I currently live in University Place, recently relocated from Joint Base Lewis-McChord. Having served our country as a spouse, as a mom of 2 military kiddos, and going through multiple deployments from the invasion of Iraq to most recently of being retired, it's always been an opportunity for us to pay back and pay it forward and to continue to serve and supporting those that are serving or still serving. Where I really got involved as a very active volunteer as director of family programs and the scholarship chair, it's about, again, continuing that service, the call to continue to serve and support our community. I really, really enjoy the process of reading every single packet and really take pride in what our next generation of leaderships are doing in their youth. And we, as parents, don't always see that through, we see it through a different lens. I take immense pride of knowing what these young kids are achieving, and I really look forward to seeing what they will continue to achieve. Wow, I am really gratefully and deeply honored and humbled by this opportunity to be in this special group and representing the Association of United States Army, AUSA, here at the Joint Base of Lewis-McChord. And I am very grateful to receive this award, and I will receive it on behalf of my kiddos who were very much a part of this journey. And so thank you very much for your nomination and your acceptance, and very humble.
My name is Judy Miller, and I live in Olympia, and I joined Seroptimus in 2003. Live Your Dream Award is the support of a woman. She has to be the primary support of the family. It can be children, husband, parents. It doesn't have to just be children. And they have to be enrolled in trade school, junior college, or college. This is where we see these women really appreciate this. Builds their confidence. I try to stay in contact with these women, and they're going on, they're finishing their education, they're getting a job, and they're thrilled. We've given 14 continuation awards. We try and support any of them that are up for continuing on their education. And so this is just, and they can win that continuation award more than 1 year, as long as they're in school. So it's one of those things that just inspires me and fills me with joy to, you know, see these women go on and completing their education and, you know, raising their children up. And that's just really, now you're going to make me cry. Fantastic. So.
The Family Support Center of South Sound is eager to recognize this next shining example to everyone in our community. An exceptional woman who quietly and humbly helps out hundreds of people each year and is a champion for families, children, and anyone who is in need. A central figure in her Lake St. Clair community, she provides a helping hand across Thurston County. In 2020, her and her family provided a whopping 141 dinners for families in our community, so big they had to rent a U-Haul. We could truly go on listing one achievement after another, but we'd be here all night. Amber Ogle is truly remarkable, and we are lucky to have her and her fabulous family in our community.
My name is Amber Ogle, and I live in Olympia, Washington. Well, the very beginning that brought us to the Family Support Center was, at first they had in the bottom of a church, in a basement, they had families that could be there for just at night and then into the morning. And so my family and I used to bring dinners down there and just sit with the families and get to know them and their story. I have 7 children and they all have made up their own charities, but the ones that had kind of been around the longest kind of have more influence on the community. And the family one we have is the Thanksgiving in a Basket. And we started out with only being able to feed, I think it was 3 or 4 families, from the turkey and in the baskets, everything you want. And then we fed, I think it was 171 families last year. So that one, and then the birthday closet, the Ogle birthday closet at the Family Support Center, where I just know every year hundreds of children go in there and pick out a gift, and they have a special day. You know, gifts aren't everything, but certainly a gift can make a child feel special and not forgotten. Well, first of all, this is an honor, and wasn't expecting this. I want to thank everybody at the Family Support Center. I want to start out saying thank you to Natalie, because when my little girl had an idea, she called you and you said, let's do it. And so you sparked the fire, which now is a bonfire. So we are embers all over the place, and thank you for being the spark. And what you said about me touched my heart, and what you said about my family means the world. And I can't wait to see what more that we can do in the community. And my mom, you started this. I love you.
Attending St. Martin's University and receiving a degree in higher education is often a dream for many students that walk through the institution's doors. This exceptional woman is one of the people that make that dream a possibility. A steadfast female executive at St. Martin's University for 30 years and a fierce advocate for students, she leads one of the largest divisions at the university. She goes above and beyond by making time to attend student events, to show support of herself and the university leadership. Her department and her work impacts the entire student experience, from admission to the institution to when they cross the graduation stage receiving their diploma, to their affinity with St. Martin's as alumni. She oversees all student programming, including the 15 NCAA Division II athletic programs, Resident Life, Student Conduct, Student Health Center, Counseling and Wellness Center, and the student clubs, to name a few. Student affairs is an essential component of any higher education institution, and we are so blessed to have Melanie Richardson leading the way.
I am Melanie Richardson, and I live in Olympia, Washington. I think the word that I would use for what might be our benchmark for success would be if our students come in and leave at the end of their academic and St. Martin's experience as transformed. I think the mission of the Soroptimist is actually really congruent with the mission that I have, my personal values about what I want to see with students and what the university wants to see, and with young women and women. We have a range of ages there, traditional and non-traditional. Equity and access and social and economic advantage and opportunity is easy to say, but really a different thing to translate. When I first got interested in social work and prior to going on and getting my master's in social work, she took me into a town where she was working with students in schools that were on probation and really taught me the social and emotional impact that they were experiencing in their lives, and showed me it was far beyond any kind of legal system. And she just inspired me and cheered me on, and I will always look at her as a mentor. We are excited at St. Martin's, and really we housed almost a full residence hall this entire year through COVID, so it won't be drastically different in that way, but we're really excited. I feel extremely honored with this award and with this recognition. It's nothing I would have ever expected. I am very appreciative to the institution, to St. Martin's, to honoring me with this nomination, and to the Soroptimist International Organization for awarding me with this. The mission and values of this organization just seem so congruent with who I am and who we are at St. Martin's, and I appreciate it and feel very honored.
Nuestra siguiente ganadora es una mujer excepcional. She is remarkable because of the vitality of her spirit, with a twinkle in her eye, smile on her face, her warm, welcoming approach, making coworkers and clients feel at ease. After moving to Tumwater in the late 1990s, she began to volunteer on Cielo's board and focused on learning English. She then brought the Plaza Comunitaria program, an online learning program by the Mexican consulate, to foster adult literacy up to GED to Washington. As the 2020, the program includes over 200 graduates in Washington. Some of the alumni have become successful business owners and medical doctors. Maria Teresa Rodriguez shows an exemplary level of dedication to service and education, lifts the spirit of coworkers and those around her, and is truly una mujer excepcional.
Buen día, mi nombre es María Teresa Rodríguez y yo soy originaria de la Ciudad de México. Sí, yo tuve la fortuna de cuando yo ingresé a Estados Unidos, en la primera semana pude conocer la organización Cielo y fui invitada a ser parte del board de la organización y empecé a trabajar como voluntaria, enseñando a leer y escribir a personas que asistían a esta organización. Realmente lo que me motiva a trabajar tanto por la comunidad hispana es que, por ejemplo, la primera experiencia que yo tuve al llegar aquí es ver que muchas personas que hablan español no lo escriben ni lo saben leer. Entonces, realmente ahí es donde me surgió realmente el sueño de dedicarme a enseñarle a esas personas, a las personas que no sabían leer ni escribir. Y por eso es que vino en mí el sueño de abrir una plaza comunitaria. No fue fácil porque la gente no conocía el programa que yo conocía y entonces me costó un poquito de trabajo encontrar el apoyo, pero yo lo encontré en Cielo. A mí me motivó, yo pienso, si los padres son los primeros educadores de sus hijos, tenemos que darles herramientas. Y la herramienta que es la educación. ¿Y qué es? Aprender a leer y escribir, porque se abre un mundo nuevo. Tengo que darle gracias primeramente a Dios, porque me ha permitido vivir casi 80 años y me ha dado la oportunidad me ha dado 1000 oportunidades. Y agradecer a mi familia, a mis hijos, a mis hermanos, también han sido parte muy importante en la María Teresa que yo soy, a la Universidad de México, que me becó para que yo pudiera ir a estudiar a Europa y que me diera la oportunidad también de obtener un grado de allá para ser maestra de italiano. Y también le doy gracias a todos mis maestros, que sin ellos no podría haber aprendido y sé que me siguen dando la oportunidad de seguir aprendiendo cosas para poder yo dar. En Estados Unidos tengo que darle gracias infinitas a este país que me dio la oportunidad, que después de haber llegado aquí a más de 60 años, me hubiera dado la oportunidad de seguir de seguir teniendo una función dentro de mi profesión, que es la educación. Le doy gracias a Cielo específicamente porque me abrió las puertas de este país para crecer en este país y me ha dado todas las oportunidades, me ha abierto todas las puertas también para seguir aprendiendo y también seguir compartiendo lo que yo he podido aprender a través de mi vida.
My name is Karen Hall, and I'm from Tumwater, Washington. Being a child of the 80s and growing up and trying to work my way through careers, I found that it was difficult and sometimes hit some walls being female in a professional world. And even though it's not as much as that anymore, we still find a lot of times that girls are not always included, and women who are either around my age or older have definitely not been able to pass through. And so to me, education is always the key to help them enhance themselves in order to pass to the next stage in their lives of getting better jobs or getting more accolades, more money, things that will help them and their families. So what we wanted to do was offer something to them that wasn't just straight scholarship. And we realized that maybe tech would be a good thing for them, offering up funds to support them with technology, giving them an opportunity to purchase the technology that would make them successful in their next landing space for us academic career. So we are offering up scholarship funds to help purchase the tech that they would need to be successful. We can usually give away anywhere from no less than one, but upwards of 3 to 5 tech scholarships a year that we can assist students who really are not in the best situation that they could be in now, but that we could help them be more successful. Think about the fact that when you're going to college these days, tech is one of the most important tools to make you successful. Schools are generally running in a Google format or some sort of cloud format where everything is done electronically, especially now with on and off online schooling. And think about trying to enter a school without having any funds or abilities to purchase tech, and how you could make a student successful, but just by donating enough just to purchase one piece that would help them with that.
Our next awardee is a perfect example of a woman empowering women. As the executive director of the Washington State Commission on Hispanic Affairs, she makes room for everyone and believes in the importance to honor diversity in thought, age, and gender. She leads with these lenses front and center. In addition, her leadership and ability to sit with those that she may disagree with and respectfully consider their points of view is admirable, especially in a time when finding common ground in politics is a challenge. It's beautiful to see someone lead with respect and dignity. One beautiful and humble individual, she puts people first, stating, "It's not about me, it's about us." Please meet Maria Seguinza.
My name is Maria Seguinza. I live in Olympia, Washington. I think the most important thing about Olympia and its surrounding areas is the fact that it's so welcoming and it's so open, and it's so diverse in the sense that we're open to everybody. The Commission on Hispanic Affairs is a small state cabinet agency. It's under the purview of Governor Inslee. Our mission is to help with the development of public policy and the delivery of governmental services. We are a small but mighty agency, and then we provide recommendations to the legislature, to state agencies, and to the governor and his staff. I felt, and I still feel, a very specific pull to be at these tables. One, because why not me? And then two, because until I see more of the people who look like me and my community members and my family members, I'm not comfortable leaving these spaces, because who's gonna speak up for the barriers that we face? If I don't understand an issue that is going on, I can at least lead with heart and lead with humility and be able to really sit down with somebody and try to understand what the real issue is.
To the commission, thank you for putting my name forward. It's such an incredible honor. Nancy, Myra, thank you for being partners.
Born in 1928 in Darrow, Louisiana, and raised by a single mom and two great aunties, our next exceptional woman had a plan for her life. Meeting her goal to be a nurse, she graduated in 1952, soon after being deployed to a nurse on the front lines of the Korean War. After coming back home, she continued her work, receiving the Administrator's Award of Excellence in Nursing, and was inducted Sigma Theta 10 International Honors Society of Nursing. Throughout her life, she has given back to the communities where she has lived, has volunteered her time on numerous boards and committees, including crisis clinics, free clinics, small businesses, and her local Presbyterian church. This awardee continues to strengthen our communities today by helping to found, with her daughter-in-law, STEP, Sharing Teens and Elders Project, and STEP 2, the Women Only Intergenerational Programs, where she continues to help youth and other women with her open-minded wisdom. She has forged pathways throughout her life, often when people who looked like her did not get the same fair treatment. She persevered, remained steadfast, and kept forging on, not letting anything stop her. She is an empowering woman with a heart of gold and a mind of strength. It's an honor to present an award tonight to Ethel Terry.
My name is Ethel Terry, and I live here in Olympia now, but I'm originally from Louisiana. Nursing as a whole, nursing was a calling for me when I was a high school graduate, and what I decided then that I wanted to be a nurse, and that's been a long time ago. I'm now 93 years old. I had an auntie, a great auntie, that raised me more or less, and another one that helped. And they both were women who were people who made the decisions. They were supportive in their own way, because you have to understand that was a long time ago, and people did things a lot different from the way they do it now, you know. That was the support and the buttress that I had. Being black and being a nurse and supporting a lot of people who of different races that didn't think that I should be there at that time, you know, because of the fact that that wasn't where you were supposed to be, especially if you had a position as a supervisor or as somebody who was the only black nurse in the area at the time. People really looked at you and said, well, will you get the nurse for me? And you would take each person as they come across to you with that kind of behavior and analyze it and see whether they knew what they were saying or whether they didn't know or whether they were just not nice people. Being a nurse, I'm driven because I want to help people, you know. I've been a nurse for 32 years. I was active in nursing for 32 plus years. And that's what I'm interested in, and that's what drives me. Usually I would say to a young woman who's just starting out is that choose something that you enjoy doing. Not for the money, but because of the fact that you want to do that. Do something that they feel that they will excel in or they want to do, not because of what they think they're gonna get in the end, like the money. I accept this award with pleasure, and I'm real thankful to Linda who nominated me for this award.
Twin Star Credit Union expresses that our next awardee is the very true definition of exceptional. Witness leading a team of 7, all while being diagnosed and treated for breast cancer. In this same time period, she also attended credit union management school, enrolled her employees in ongoing education, and raised staff strengths to overshadow any weakness, and broke records for her department. She volunteers relentlessly in the community, engages employees by coordinating Team Twin Star for the Thurston County Relay for Life, tirelessly works in raising awareness of cancer while serving on the American Cancer Society board. She takes time to check in on and drive cancer patients to treatments and still manages to be involved with the Gateway Rotary. Recently, she received the Celebrate Lives Award at the Legacy and Leadership Awards program. When you speak to Corinne Wool, you'll feel her strength, intelligence, empathy, and authenticity, and it is an honor to recognize her with an Exceptional Woman Award.
My name is Corinne Wool, and I live here in Olympia, Washington. I work with a lot of nonprofits. Primarily, I invest most of my time and resources with the American Cancer Society. And I'm involved with them because I think the work that they do is important on many levels. They're helping people directly, they're providing direct services, as well as working on a cure for cancer. And having been personally affected by cancer, I wanted to find an organization that's working on both fronts, so direct patient services and research. At Twin Star, I'm the Director of Community Engagement, and I think it's the dream job, the dream position. As a credit union, we believe firmly in giving back to the community. It's part of who we are. My role is to take the lead on deciding what that's going to look like, organizing Twin Star team members to get together and do service projects and give back to the community. It's wonderful. I feel very fortunate that my work aligns directly with my personal beliefs, my values, giving back, helping those in the community, helping those that are less fortunate. And I feel personally I had that experience, my personal experience with cancer, and I feel like it was an opportunity for me, because I'm capable of using that experience and helping others, that I need to stand up and do that. So I'm able to do that through my work as well as personally. Every day through COVID especially, it's been very interesting. In my role, I see more need in the community than other people see, and I think knowing that I have the opportunity to make an impact is what every day, even on the tough days, gets you out of bed and gets you into the office and back to work. I want to thank the Olympia Soroptimist organization for presenting me with this award. I want to thank Alexis Alverson, who is an exceptional woman herself, for nominating me for this. I can't tell you how much it means to me. And I want to thank all of the women out there that are also receiving this recognition for inspiring myself and others to be the very best that we can be to bring positive influence to this community. Thank you.
Carly Colgan, CEO of South Puget Sound Habitat for Humanity, was excited to honor this unsung hero of a number of Olympia nonprofit organizations. Behind the scenes, managing the numbers and doing the work that rarely provides her with the opportunity to see the mission she is supporting. For SPS Habitat, she is their finance guru and so much more, a donor, an advocate, a sponsor. You can often find her volunteering her time, attending an event, or quietly doing behind-the-scenes work that often gets overlooked. The owner and principal CPA for back office services, an accounting and tax firm, Candace specializes in construction and nonprofit businesses. For the last 2 years, she's been the finance manager at SPS Habitat. During her time, she has been instrumental to creating a fiscally sound organization, Dedicated to reliable and ethical accounting practices for nonprofits, Candace Wood is a gem in our community, and we are proud to honor her as an exceptional woman.
My name is Candace Wood, and I live in Olympia, Washington. I play a lot of roles with the nonprofits. I do a lot of, primarily financial management. I also help them build budgets and look for grant opportunities and just build a stronger, more stable financial part of their organization. I think that I've always been someone who really enjoys solving puzzles and putting the pieces together. And that's what I really enjoy doing, is reading the numbers and translating it into a compelling story that they can use to help strengthen their organizations. I guess I would like to thank first my kids, my 2 daughters, for putting up with my turning the dining room into a library. And always saying, shh, Mom's in the library. I'll be out of the library at 9. The whole time I was going to college, both the first time and the second time when I was in grad school. My friends who have always supported my harebrained ideas about becoming a self-employed person that works mostly with nonprofits, because that's just not heard of in the realm, and for all of my nonprofit clients and my not nonprofit clients, my small business folks out there who take a chance and work with me and support the ideas that I have and brainstorm with me. So thanks to everybody.
My name is Shannon Glenn, and I am a Seroptimist, International of Olympia. I am both a member, but I'm also a member of the steering committee for Expanding Your Horizons. Expanding Your Horizons is a conference that a group of middle school age females and female identifying students, they come together in a day to explore different STEAM careers, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And so they have the opportunity to go to different classrooms and learn from community leaders and people in their field, experts in their field, to kind of see where they might want to go with their career one day. I think that STEAM careers, first of all, are fascinating. I think it's so interesting to learn more about how things work and what makes things go. But I also, I come from kind of a small town, and we didn't have a lot of opportunities like something like Expanding Your Horizons. It's an opportunity that they really get to be hands-on, and that's something that Expanding Your Horizons does really well, is each one of the sessions is not when you go to a work conference that might be just a bunch of lectures. You get to do an interactive activity. If you give your dollars today, they'll go directly to the girls that need a little bit more hope, need a little bit more fun, want to get inspired. These dollars directly go to a student in your community.
The American Cancer Society and Thurston County Relay for Life brings us our next awardee, who is truly the definition of exceptional. She started in her current role as Senior Community Development Manager because of her passion. In addition to maintaining a full-time job at Applebee's, she manages to be a top volunteer throughout the community and can frequently be found being the life of the party at every event she goes to. Her spirit has touched so many people, and she provides this community a valuable resource and outlet. She's also always first to show up for a volunteering engagement, even if she worked weeks in a row without a day off. She not only brings the most positive and compassionate energy that anyone has ever had, but she also has a contagious passion for ending cancer as we know it. She works tremendously hard with the Lacey Chamber, In Team, Rotary Club, Lions Club, and several other organizations that she chooses to volunteer her time with. She is an asset to Thurston County and her Yelm community. She is a friend, a mentor, volunteer, activist, and inspiration for many in the South Sound. And the South Sound is a better place because she's involved in this community. Meet the one and only Nicole Woolsey.
I'm
Nicole Wolsey, and I live in Yelm, Washington. The biggest thing I love about people is how powerful they are, but most people don't even realize. Because if you are passionate about something, then you're motivated to put in that work, and there's something that's driving you. And passionate people won't quit. They just won't. They see what needs to change, they see where there's a problem, and have a force of determination that is unstoppable. What it's like working at American Cancer Society is joyful, emotional. It's hard because you have this personal reason why you're doing it, but it's like I'm so proud, and I believe so much in the mission that I can't imagine not being a part of leading that fight. Start there, and it might be small. It might be volunteering somewhere once a year. It might be sharing things on social media. It might be making phone calls. It might be making a donation. There's so many different layers of how you can be impactful, but never downplay how important every action is. Be excited, be proud of it, and when the next opportunity comes, if you're available, say yes. I want to thank Amanda and Alexa and all of my leadership that honestly make me feel like I'm exceptional. I'm so honored and so blessed that you nominated me. I appreciate so much that the Soroptimists highlight and empower women in our community. When I saw the list of all of the women on the Exceptional Women list, some I knew and some I didn't, but I can tell you, I know everybody that was on that list has motivated and built up other women and other people in their community. And without all of us showing up every day, I know that Thurston County would not be the amazing place to live and grow and raise our children and work that it is. You know, I always thought when you think of the word exceptional, I think of who do I think is exceptional? And I think of all of these women, all of these people who are waking up every day, and sometimes it's messy, and sometimes it's loud, and sometimes it makes sense, and sometimes they're the smartest people I know, and sometimes, you know, there's all of these different things, but I think that they just showed up every day, and that's why I think they're exceptional. So to think that I just showed up, and I can be so messy, and all of these things, but that people would nominate me to be an exceptional woman is a true honor, and I want to take it very serious, and I want to build up other women and recognize other women who I think are exceptional too. And I can't thank everybody enough who has been a part of my life that led me here, that other people would recognize the exceptional in me.
South Sound Parent to Parent is honoring a courageous, kind-hearted woman with a big heart. Graduating high school in 2014 with over 980 community service hours by supporting children with disabilities and developmental delays. As her senior project, this exceptional young woman sponsored a special needs inclusion prom with her own funds. With approximately 75 people in attendance, parents are still raving about what an unforgettable experience she created for their child. Since graduation, she has continued helping others through her work and volunteerism. Now working for the Catholic Community Services as a peer counselor, helping high-risk youth find their way in our world, while also volunteering with the elderly, youth groups, support groups at the South Sound Parent to Parent, and provides respite care for several families in Thurston County. It's my pleasure to introduce Miss Julissa Wynell Fox.
Julissa Fox. I live in Centralia. I kind of entered the field because I wanted to be that person that didn't give up on these kids or these families when a professional told them that their kids would never amount to anything. I wanted to be somebody that didn't give up on them. You know, when you talk about disabilities, whatever they are, whether it's cerebral palsy or Down syndrome, autism, whatever it is, it's almost like a language that a lot of people don't understand. Giving kids a voice when they didn't have one and teaching them to communicate and communicate effectively, I would just say believe in yourself. And that sounds super cliche and super like something everybody tells you all the time, but when you're actually able to do it, that's when things move, that's when things change. And I've really learned over the years that faith in yourself is the strongest faith you can have. I would like to thank South Sound Parent to Parent. You know, it takes a village to raise a child, and this was definitely the village that raised me. And just everything that I've learned and everything that I really am really came from parent to parent and from my mother. And I'm just grateful for where I'm at, and thank you to Ole Supremus for giving me this opportunity to say thank you. And this is home, and I'm happy to be here and happy to be a part of this community.
Marty Ensign. I live now here in Olympia, but our first 10 years of practice was in Central Africa, in the mountains of Central Africa, Rwanda and Burundi. We went through so many changes at first because we got there before their independence, and that was a very big upset, you know, because Belgium had been in charge of Burundi and Rwanda and Congo for years, and so they weren't going to just quietly march out, and the Africans weren't going to have them there. So we went through a lot of conflict and treated a lot of wounds, but we really got to know the people. Well, we were told before we went that we would have 6 months once we got there to get acquainted with the country and customs and people and learn about the primitive little hospital that was there. So we had a few years of struggle just keeping people alive. People were so grateful that they would come, and when they ask you to do something, they bow and clap their hands. If you really want your money to do something, that's helping the world and helping your own community and places that are poor. Burundi is now designated as the poorest country in the world, so they would have never had any idea of going onto a professional school without these scholarships. So it's really a world-changing, life-changing commitment.
The United Services Organization Northwest declares our next awardee is an extraordinary representative of the USO Northwest within the Joint Base Lewis McChord community. At the Camp Lewis USO manager, this exceptional woman has overseen the build of our newest USO center in the Pacific Northwest on Fort Lewis side of JBLM. Opened in 2018, she manages 50 volunteers who ensure the needs of the military and their families. In addition, meeting the needs of the center, she manages the Bob Hope Legacy Reading Program, which allows service members to record themselves reading bedtime stories to their children from the Camp Lewis USO. Once these members are deployed, this exceptional woman mails that recording and book to their children at home. She also manages USO Coffee Connections, which allows veteran military spouses to provide wisdom and mentorship to new families arriving for the first time at JBLM. Through her leadership, the Camp Lewis USO Center has become a great way to network, share advice, discuss local events, and meet new friends, all at no cost to their guests. Please meet this remarkable and exceptional woman, Christine Yasenich.
My name is Christine Yasenich. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon. So as the Camp Lewis Center manager, I coordinate volunteers, and basically we take care of the needs of our service members, their families, and their children too, with a variety of different programs. We started a new program called Family Activity Kits, which we deliver activities to military families across JBLM. And so I think with adapting, we're able to take care of our military no matter what. Working with the military has always been wonderful. Of course, we are always grateful for their sacrifices. And I think that in having a USO center in the airports and on the bases too, we're able not to only support service members, but we also recognize the sacrifices that their spouses and children make. And so because of that, we're able to change our programs to fit the needs of the spouses and the kids who are separated for long periods of time from their mom or their dad who's out serving. So we recognize that, and we try to do whatever we can to make that a little bit easier and try to keep them connected. Personally, I'm a military spouse myself. My husband has been deployed for 8.5 months, and we are 2 weeks away from being reunited. So I know the struggles of military spouses, which is why Coffee Connections is great. It's one of our programs where spouses are able to get together at the USO. We provide coffee and snacks and conversation topics. Coffee Connections has been great, and as a military spouse, I can see the benefit that it's had for all the people that attend. Well, first of all, thank you so much to my boss, Dawn, for nominating me for this award. It means a lot, and just having this opportunity to be with the USO for the past 8 or 9 years has been such an honor. Being able to work with military families and keeping everyone connected has been really just the most wonderful thing. So I'm very grateful for my experience with the USO, and also would like to thank my husband, who is currently deployed, for his service and sacrifice. And I'm really excited to see him again in 2 weeks. So just thank you to everybody, and especially the volunteers, because the volunteers are the backbone of our organization, and we wouldn't be able to serve the military without them.
Tonight, we've managed to honor 21 outstanding women, but we recognize that all women and girls are exceptional in their own way. With your support, we can take our programs into the future, reach more women and girls, and equip them with the tools and support they need to thrive and make a big difference in their communities. Contributing to our mission and vision is simple. Just follow the steps below to make a donation of any size. No contribution is too small, and every last penny will go right back into our community through one of the programs you've heard about tonight. From all of us at Soroptimist International of Olympia, I'm Maggie Connors. Thank you for joining us on this amazing evening, and we look forward to seeing you next year.